in the far reaches of space, at the edge of the known universe, lay a place that had baffled scientists for centuries. A galaxy shrouded in silence. The silent galaxy, as it was known, emitted no sound, no signals, and almost no detectable light. Yet it was a massive cluster of stars and planets orbiting around a strange, dark core. It was a mystery the greatest minds on Earth and beyond had failed to crack, leaving it as one of the last unexplored regions in the cosmos. The story begins with Commander Ryan Hale, a seasoned space explorer from the United Earth Coalition who had already seen more of the universe than most would in 10 lifetimes. He was tasked with leading an expedition to the Silent Galaxy, a mission that had been labeled too dangerous and too unpredictable for years. But new technology and a renewed sense of urgency had pushed the coalition to try again, and Ryan, always seeking new challenges, accepted the mission without hesitation. Ryan's crew was a small, carefully selected team of experts. There was Dr. Elaris Singh, an astrophysicist specializing in black holes and gravitational anomalies. Next was Nadia Klein, a communications expert who had a reputation for picking up the faintest of signals in the most unlikely places. Then there was Leon Kane, an engineer with a knack for keeping ships running even in the harshest conditions. And finally, Aiden Mars, a young but brilliant AI specialist whose advanced artificial intelligence assistant Vesper would be a critical part of the journey. The spacecraft they boarded was the Eclipse, a cutting-edge vessel equipped with the most advanced stealth and surveillance technology humanity had ever produced. As they prepared for launch, excitement and apprehension mixed. For years, rumors had circulated that the Silent Galaxy wasn't just quiet, it was dead. I mean, that some believed it was cursed. Others thought it hid secrets that the universe was not ready to uncover. Weeks into the journey, they crossed the threshold into the Silent Galaxy, leaving behind the familiar hum of radio waves and background noise of the universe. Silence enveloped them like a thick, invisible fog. The crew felt an eerie stillness that pressed down on them. The ship's sensors picked up the barest hints of stellar activity, distant stars flickering in the darkness, planets that seemed devoid of life, and a gravity field that twisted and turned unpredictably. But there was something else, something unsettling that the crew couldn't quite place. Nadia's communication equipment picked up strange, low-frequency pulses, almost like the beating of a heart, but they were inconsistent and erratic. It was impossible to pinpoint their origin. As they ventured deeper, Dr. Singh detected anomalies in the gravitational field around the galaxy's core. Stars were orbiting in impossible patterns, bending spacetime in ways that defied known physics. The crew decided to head toward the source, a dark, almost invisible star at the center of the Silent Galaxy. Days passed with no significant discoveries until, without warning, all systems went dark. The Eclipse was stranded in the blackness. The crew scrambled to identify the problem, but there was no malfunction they could see. They were suspended in the void, cut off from everything, even the faint signals that had given them a sense of direction. It was as if something had taken control of the ship. Then, a strange phenomenon occurred. An unknown object appeared directly in front of them, a colossal, pitch-black structure resembling an ancient fortress, barely illuminated by the faint starlight around them. It was nothing like any of them had ever seen before. Ryan made the decision to investigate, and they prepared a shuttle to board the structure, leaving the AI Vesper to monitor the ship. As the shuttle approached, the structure opened, revealing a hollow interior filled with a maze of metallic corridors. The atmosphere inside was breathable, though the air felt stale and untouched by life. They moved forward, guided only by their handheld lights, until they found something extraordinary, a massive chamber filled with strange crystalline devices. These crystals pulsed faintly, mirroring the same erratic patterns Nadia had picked up before. Ilada theorized that these crystals might be some form of alien technology, possibly data storage, or even a communication device. But they had no time to investigate further because Vesper, back on the ship, suddenly activated an emergency signal. The AI had detected a massive energy spike emanating from the galaxy's core, and it was growing rapidly. They rushed back to the ship, but as they attempted to leave, the structure began to react. The corridor shifted, closing around them like a living organism. Leon struggled to keep the shuttle steady, navigating the closing walls with every ounce of skill he had. They barely made it out before the entrance sealed shut, the fortress disappearing back into the darkness as if it had never been there. Back on the Eclipse, Vesper reported that the energy reading from the core had stabilized, but now there was something else. Something beyond the silent galaxy. A massive object, invisible to their sensors before, had appeared on the edge of the galaxy, emitting a signal that Vesper translated into a single word. Welcome. The crew was stunned. They had not broadcast any message, yet somehow their presence had been acknowledged. Suddenly, the ship's engines roared to life without any command from them. They were being pulled, not by gravity, but by a force that felt like a gentle but unyielding hand. As they were drawn deeper into the galaxy, past the dark core, and toward an unseen destination, they saw it, a planet that should not have existed. This colossal sphere that glowed faintly with an ethereal blue light, suspended at the heart of the darkness. The force guided them to its surface, landing them on a landscape that was both familiar and alien, like a version of Earth caught in a dream. What they found there would change everything. Ruins of an ancient civilization far more advanced than any humanity had known lay scattered across the landscape. Among the ruins were signs that this civilization had once thrived. Massive cities, machinery that defied understanding, and most importantly, a message carved in the alien script that Vesper translated slowly, line by line. It spoke of a species that had mastered the secrets of time and space, who had discovered the silent galaxy and used it as a sanctuary. A place to hide from something even greater, the Horizon Entity, a cosmic being of unimaginable power that consumed galaxies, leaving only silence in its wake. This civilization had sealed themselves away, creating the fortress they had discovered to monitor the galaxy for any sign of the entity's return. And now, it seemed, they had detected a presence. The crew debated what to do. The mission had already revealed more than they could have ever expected, but Ryan was adamant. If the Horizon Entity was out there, they needed to find a way to warn humanity. They decided to activate the ancient machinery they found, hoping to access the stored knowledge of this lost civilization. As they did, the sky darkened. A shadow spread across the stars, and the strange energy that had pulled them there began to fade. The machinery roared to life, sending out a pulse that rippled through the galaxy, and then there was silence. A deeper silence than they had ever felt before. The stars went out, one by one, until only the darkness remained. A voice, not from the machines, but from the galaxy itself, spoke to them. A cold, detached voice that seemed to come from everywhere and nowhere. You were not meant to see this. And then, without warning, they were back on the Eclipse, floating just outside the silent galaxy. The ship was fully operational, all systems normal, but their memories felt like a haze. There is not a contributor that they talk to who ran a rhythm. The crystalline devices, the ancient planet, the Horizon Entity, it all seemed like a dream, yet the logs from Vesper confirmed it had happened. They returned to Earth, but their reports were dismissed. The silent galaxy remained, a mystery that no one else was willing to investigate. Yet, something had changed. Ryan, Elara, Nadia, Leon, and Aiden knew that they had seen a glimpse of something far beyond their understanding, a warning from the darkness itself. As the years went by, strange signals began to echo across the universe, similar to the pulses they had detected in the silent galaxy, but no one could decode them. The crew of the Eclipse never spoke publicly of what they had experienced, but each one felt a cold certainty deep in their hearts. Something was coming, and it was watching them. The silent galaxy, still dark and impenetrable, became a monument, a reminder that the universe holds secrets too vast and too dangerous to comprehend. And as the last star of the galaxy winked out, Commander Ryan Hale knew they had only just begun to understand the true meaning of silence.